Hey everybody, welcome back to Mondays with Molly. I'm here with Molly Dean, who's going to be coming to you every Monday with some information that while you're out there looking for houses in this kind of bizarre market that we've got right now, might be a little piece of information that in all the craziness you forgot to think about or maybe just didn't know. So this week I thought we could talk about earnest money deposits, something that happens on every transaction for the most part.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what goes into what an earnest money deposit is for, and then how it kind of relates to the end of the transaction.
So the earnest deposit is when you guys make an offer on a house, they'll require you to make a deposit. It's called an earnest deposit. That actually goes towards your closing costs or your prepaids, provided we can document it properly. This is where it gets a little confusing. Every once in a while, you'll go to closing and they'll hand you your earnest money back. And that's because, well, it wasn't documented properly. Cash. A lot of the times we'll have people that will pull cash out, but not out of their account, cash that they've saved over the course of time, and turn that into like a cashier's check or a money order and drop it off at the title company. If we can't document it as coming out of your funds, we can't give you credit for it. It's your money either way. It will come back to you at closing, but if we can't show it coming out of your bank account or your mom and dad's or your grandma or grandpa's or whoever was gifting it to you, if we can't show that money coming out of the account, we're not going to be able to give you credit for it at close.
So cashier's checks and money orders are okay as long as we can source where the money came from to purchase those.
Correct.
However,
Correct.
Once the cash comes into the equation, it's kind of like it may have gone from your living room to the bank to buy the cashier's check, but we don't know where it was in between those 2 points.
Correct.
Why is that? Is it government regulation? Is it just a Leader 1 specific rule?
It is definitely not a Leader 1 specific rule. It is essentially a government regulation.
Yeah.
It's the anti-money laundering laws kind of stepped in and said, where we think cash is king, like we can buy whatever we want with cash. In our world, it's not king because we don't know where it came from. Did you get a loan from someone we don't know about? Do you have to pay it back? Where did that money come from? So if we can't figure that out, we can't give you credit for it. So the second it becomes cash, we just unfortunately can't use it.
Yeah, even if it's been sitting in a safe for 6 years or it's been sitting in mom and dad's safe, where we've had some situations where parents, who are giving money for a transaction, we talked about in a previous episode how gifts are a usable source for down payments or closing costs. Mom and dad may not know that you can't use cash because that was obviously not necessarily as strong of a rule when they bought their last house.
That's correct.
It's a good conversation to have with maybe parents or family members who might be assisting with your transaction throughout the process, and also good for you to think about as well when you're starting your shopping process. If you know you're going to have cash involved, probably go and put it into the bank sooner than later, right?
Yes, absolutely. And the last thing I'll kind of note on the whole know where you're at in the beginning, earnest money is required quickly, right? When you get under contract, you got to turn that in quick. But for us, the faster you do that, the better as well, because then we can see it coming out of your account. If you don't get that turned in quick enough and it doesn't get through your bank quick enough, then we also can't give you credit for it. So it's one of those, like, got to kind of move quick on that.
Right. Well, that's all I have for you today, Molly. So she's Molly Dean. I'm her loan partner, Andrew Kosselman, and thanks for watching Mondays with Molly.
Happy Monday.
Have a great week.